All right, folks, it is that time once again for us to catch up with Erika Brown. She is the publisher and editor of The Cricket, coming to us from her office in downtown Manchester by the Sea. Hello, Erika.
Hey, how are you, Kory?
Great. We are really now in the dog days of winter. But
Yeah.
one great story is the success of the Manchester Essex High School basketball team.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't really cover sports, obviously, so I'm a poor vessel for this story, but because Jason Brisbois is so good at writing, but he's written this story. It was our front page this in the current edition, and it's just amazing. That team has done really well as of last week. So as of Monday's game, and they're in the middle of a series of very consequential games. So I don't know when this is going to come out, but they're 15-0 mid-season, and it's just gelling like magic. And the way that Jason wrote the story, and this is why I think we should talk about it, is the opener of the story was that, Monday's 54-42 win against Newburyport was an amazing game. And it really did. It had like these, I think Cade First, who is a senior, and he's sort of a leader along with Eddie Horaeus, he had like 24 points, I want to say, Cade First, 24 points in the game. And then Eddie Horaeus, who's sort of the other forward, 13 points, 5 of them in the last, several minutes of the
Crunch
game. So
time,
it's
yeah.
very dramatic playing, and I think Cade First had 11 points in the last, several minutes. So it's just this great team. And the way Jason opened up the article was, here we are, 15-0 for the season as of last week. And he said, this may be one of the biggest wins this game against Newburyport, maybe one of the biggest wins in the history of the entire program for Manchester Essex boys basketball. So that's says a lot. So the coach, Tim St. Laurent, was really, he's just done a really amazing job with this team. And there is sort of this centerpiece of players, as all great teams have, right? But Milo Zeltzer is really fantastic, and Zach Hurd. I don't want to leave anybody out because you don't want to do that. But there is this kind of gelling magic feeling for the team, and I just have to give them a big shout out. I mean, I think it's really amazing. Their big rivals are these amazing teams like Newburyport, Georgetown. Newburyport, I think, going into this game, they'd only lost one game all season, so they're kind of a giant too, and they only lost to who? Manchester Essex, the Hornets. And then Georgetown, only 2 losses, and one of them was to Manchester Essex. So it's got this excitement, and it drives a lot of excitement at home games. It's got a couple of key seniors, so everyone wants to see them before they play their high school careers out, and it's just fantastic. It's really good. Again, Jason Brisbois is the one who does an amazing job covering sports for us. So I always feel like I'm just reading the stories and watching them, and of course I go to the games. But when there isn't a school committee meeting, usually those get in the way. But yeah, so it's just amazing. A big shout out to that team.
Yeah, they're going on a historical run, and we do want to say there actually has a big game tonight. Now, we record this late in the previous week, folks, actually. So another game has taken place, but I believe they're playing, is it Burke tonight?
Yeah, they're playing Burke tonight, and that's not away. And then actually there was another game that against Georgetown, which I don't even know, because we're filming this just before that game against Georgetown. It doesn't matter. Their momentum is their momentum, and everyone should just sort of go and see a game, even if it's on the road. But yes, they're playing Burke tonight.
And it makes this the winter fun when the sports teams, like, when you get sort of this unexpected fun run like this.
And also, I gotta say, in the fall, we had 3 teams, I think, 3 Hornets teams that made it into the playoffs. So this year just feels, and this season, coming into winter, it just feels good to have this kind of momentum and excitement going on with the sports program at the school. So it's really fantastic.
Very nice. Okay, Erika, there's also a story on the latest from the Council on Aging.
Oh, the latest on the Council on Aging. I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, the latest on the Council on Aging. No, the Council on Aging, actually, this is more of a win for the town. They got a big grant and actually got the COA vans. We have, we are a very fortunate community in that we have multiple vans. There are some towns that have one COA van, which is a free council on aging van for seniors as a benefit, especially if they live in senior housing. It integrates them into the rest of the community. And some communities have like one COA van and it's broken down. You know what I mean? Manchester has like four vans or something like that. Well, one of them is electric now. It's a Ford electric fleet vehicle that we were able to get with a grant, which was amazing. So that's fantastic. It actually joins the, we have an electric vehicle cruiser, also, I believe, a Ford with our police department. So it is interesting. We'll watch the community make its transition into the electric vehicle land with batteries, especially with like high-speed chases with electric vehicle. You can do it, but you better make sure you're all juiced up, because
it's
if
gonna
you're
happen
not,
really quickly. Yeah,
exactly. So let's hope that the COA van remembers
is it
to charge
involved
up
in
all the
anything like
time.
that? For one,
Can you imagine? Actually, you know what's funny is I got to just, in my past life, one of the things that I worked with was with General Motors, Detroit, and with OnStar. And I remember looking at simulations, and this is a long time ago. It shows you how the technology's gone, and that's with telematics. That's where they can actually, from a centralized place, understand what's happening in your vehicle, because your vehicle communicates back to the mothership with regard to all sorts of things, check up on your tires and all that stuff is what people know, right? Well, what you don't know is it also has like public safety and crime capabilities, which is, if you stole a car that's tethered electronically, you can actually turn it off. So say somebody stole a vehicle, right? You can actually talk to the person who stole the vehicle. And I watched this simulation, this is like 15 years ago. So, I'm not talking out of school, but you can actually talk to the thief and you could say, "Excuse me, sir, you've just stolen a vehicle.
would you be so kind as to bang a Yui?"
And no, the talk is, we recommend that you slow down and pull over the car. And if you don't, the car will begin to slow down. And we recommend you just take your hands off the wheels. Take your hand off the wheel. And all of a sudden the car just starts to go, whoa. That's what I thought of with like the police cruisers, with the electric police. If they're not juiced up and you're like going after somebody, whoa.
It's like the good old days when you just had to reach the town border and then you were safe,
Anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be. So I think it's great news that the COA van now has an electronic fleet, and we're moving into the future. And it's fantastic that they got a grant for it. It's really amazing. So I congratulate them. But it is kind of interesting that there will be a transition getting for everyone to get over to their electronic fleets.
Yeah. Great stuff all around, though. So, okay. And lastly, Erika, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. What's going on around
Oh my
here?
God, Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's this week. And we did our annual, and I just love doing it because it's kind of a labor of love. But no, we did a shopping guide for local gifts, and we think people should check them out if they are, late in the Valentine's Day game. And we have some great gifts from, everyone. Rockport Tux Candy, which, by the way, downtown Rockport, they had a fishing for love thing. They had a big thing where they opened up Bearskin Neck and all of downtown which you don't usually think of Rockport as in the middle of the season, in the middle of the winter. We were just talking about it. I usually think of Bearskin Neck as being really quiet in the wintertime. So they had a big thing. So we had Tux Candy, we had some places from Essex, we had some places, of course, from Manchester, and we just love doing it because we love to support, as you know, local shopping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get out there and shop, folks. All right, that is it for now, Erika. We will check in with you this time next week. Until then, happy Valentine's Day, Manchester and Essex.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.